and the Premier League predictions are back. Everybody dance!
This is weird.
Lads, from next week, I'm gonna do this whilst challenging other YouTubers. I'm gonna give people points based on correct scores, correct goal scorers, etc. Compile them all into a leaderboard, and crucially, I'm gonna ask each person to give me a forfeit to do. So whoever wins the leaderboard at the end of the season, that is the forfeit I am going to have to do in May. Oh boy, won't that be fun? Lads, if I manage to get one of the Football Daily lads on here, if they actually agree to do this, they're gonna have me willingly throw myself into a Peruvian prison. Actually, they're too nice. They're probably just telling me to eat a lollipop. Anyway, Premier League Game Week 2. Here are my predictions. Right, let's go. Brighton 0, Man United 2. If there's one team Manchester United hate playing against lately, oh, it is Brighton and Hove Albion. After losing to the Eagles 4 times since May 2022, one of which was an embarrassing 4-0 flattening. Oh, make no mistake about it, the likes of Eric Ten Hag now probably has a phobia of going to the beach. I mean, if he even spots a harmless seagull eating some croissant crumbs off the ground in Manchester, he probably does start hyperventilating on the spot. Poor old Ruben Van Nistelrooy is going to be very confused why his fellow coach is now squeamishly weeping into his cheese sandwich on the bus, because this might be a trip to the seaside on paper, but for Manchester United staff, this is probably like stepping foot into hell. But having said all that, I actually think Man United will win. Lads, I know Brighton just got a wacky 3-0 victory at Everton, and this junior coach Fabian Hürzeler, somebody who I did think would be some Frankenstein failed experiment boss. I mean, come on, he was just months out of his teens the last time Man United won the league. I mean, the last time Spurs lifted a trophy, he was probably still not allowed to watch Lost without his mum. He is young, which is ironic because Young is the player who helped make his Premier League debut at Doddle. But I just think that the Seagulls are in for a bumpy ride this season. I mean, come on, can you really expect to have faith in a Premier League manager who is 7 years younger than James Milner? Experience counts for a lot. I mean, Ten Hag is somebody who dumped Hürzeler. No, they weren't due to have a romantic picnic on the beach. No, it's just as soon as Ten Hag became the manager of Bayern Munich's B team in 2013, he swept this 20-year-old defensive midfielder off to Hoffenheim. So this is probably revenge for this young kiddie coach. But I'm sorry, no. Brighton will edge possession here, of course. But Man United will hit them on the counter-attack. 2-0, both goals from Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, I said Fernandes. What of it? Sky Sports just uploaded an hour-and-a-half long video where everyone pronounced their own names twice. Even Dan Burn. So now, nobody's got an excuse. It is Bruno Fernandes. He said it himself. But I'm telling you now, lads, okay, if Manchester United lose this match, then I will perform a comedy stand-up routine in the middle of a public street. And lads, I am not a comedian.
Hey, so you've all heard of JJ Okocha? The BBC this week are like, JJ, I gotcha.
Painful stuff. Crystal Palace 2, West Ham 3. Yeah, here we have West Ham returning to a ground where they have leaked goals. In April 2014, they conceded 5 at Sellers Park. In April 2022, they conceded 4. In fact, the Hammers have actually led in 18 goals on their final 7 trips here. They haven't left this ground with a clean sheet in nearly 8 years. And considering Julian Lopetegui actually rejected this Palace job in February to naively hold out for AC Milan, yeah, it turns out that would be a bit like me turning down lunch with my mum because I'm waiting for Pikachu to give me a ring. But lads, this is actually a strangely spicy match because I think Aaron Wan-Bissaka is going to make his Hammers debut here. And let's be real, this 26-year-old tough cookie of a right back had been linked with the Manchester United exit for years, but it was always a return to Palace that was on the cards. He was like the Dr. Congo version of Wilfried Zaha, right? So the fact he's returned to London with a different club instead, I'm guessing there will be some Palace fans who will feel like throwing their half-eaten hamburgers at him whilst warming up on the touchline. So be prepared, Aaron. Maybe warm up with the plastic knife and fork in your shorts. Ozzy, this whole move has probably caused Palace fans to act like crazy angry tweens on the internet when Justin Bieber married someone who wasn't Selena Gomez. Look, I think West Ham are going to have a brilliant season. Once Lopetegui unleashes his new talent, I mean, the likes of Todibo, Wan-Bissaka, Somerville, full Krug. Even though I know the latter looks like some British Viking who's just come from biting the head off a wolf. But sorry, lads, there's too much firepower in this West Ham squad. They will win 3-2 with full Krug scoring a late winner. Just you watch. This is going to be a thrilling match. And to prove it, lads, honestly, if there's less than 3 goals scored in this game, then I will eat ice cream off my neighbor's post box. Fulham 1, Leicester 0. Yeah, typical Irish guy. Because the last time this fixture took place in May 2023, there were 8 goals scored, and now I'm just tipping a measly 1. Well, yes, because this is a completely different Leicester team, although they do actually have a managerial upgrade this time around, I guess, because the man who oversaw that Fox's defeat and relegation was Dean Smith, who's now locked away in the MLS with Charlotte FC. You can tell he's lonely out there, because every now and then he'll pipe up with an ambitious, audacious move for a Premier League star. I genuinely think him trying to sign Miggy Almiron from Newcastle this month, that was all because, well, what high-profile star is forever intrinsically linked to Almiron's name? Oh, you guessed this, Jack Grealish. Somebody who once called Smith the real GOAT? Clearly Grealish must have tweeted this halfway through his 3rd bowl of whiskey cornflakes. But yeah, because Grealish is obviously untouchable, I mean, you got more chance of convincing him to marry a sheep than join the MLS now. Oh, well, Smith is trying to buy his enemy instead. Anyway, back to the game. And look, Steve Cooper is a better coach than Dean Smith, but it'll just be the same result, ultimate relegation, and so yeah, just a dull, laboured 1-0 Fulham win. And lads, you all saw my YouTube short during the week. Please, Jimmy Vardy, don't make me have another ice cream shower. Man City 9, Ipswich 0. Yeah, Ipswich are gonna do it again. Another 9-0 defeat in Manchester. Nearly 20 years on from the last humiliation at Old Trafford. You might think this is insane because newly promoted clubs are at their best at the start of a season, right? Where they are coasting and cruising on adrenaline and vibes. Teams don't get spanked 9-0 until the cold wintry nights set in. Isn't that right, Southampton? Ipswich aren't even the first newly promoted club to have Man City away on their first away trip of the season, because Bournemouth were given that in August 2022 and they survived with a 4-0 defeat, right? Yeah, true. But what happened to them on their next away trip? Oh yeah, a 9-0 defeat at Liverpool. And then Scott Parker was embarrassingly binned off and now weirdly works with Ronaldinho's son. I still find that insanely bizarre. It's like finding out that Joey off Friends is now chilling with Ronaldo's son. Ronaldo, by the way, who literally overtook KSI's YouTube count in a day. But yeah, this is the match where everyone realizes that they were barking up the wrong tree with Kieran McKenna, and it happens, because lads, before Leicester City crushed Southampton 9-0, Ralph Hasenhuttl was seen as some fresh coaching overlord, linked with jobs at Arsenal, Manchester United, Chelsea, and even Bayern Munich. Yeah, 2 9-0 defeats later, and he's then getting shortlisted for the Norwich job instead. I mean, Parker was the same. Before his 9-0 abomination, he was a promising young coach courting interest from West Ham, Tottenham, and even Chelsea. 1 9-0 later, and he's banished to Belgium. Similarly, McKenna was the cool kid in school this summer, but after this catastrophe, where Manchester City will ruthlessly take his soul, it's gonna be curtains for his hype. Trust me, lads, after the 7th goal goes in, Ed Sheeran is probably gonna be vomiting up his morning cheeseburgers all over City's VIP suite. Trust me, this is gonna be horrifying for Ipswich fans. Southampton 0, Nottingham Forest 0. This will be the story of Southampton's season. Russell Martin will have his players completely dominating possession of the ball with about 70%. Honestly, lads, if the Saints have less than 57% of the ball, then I will stand by the side of a road with a sign saying "honk if you love Peppa Pig." Honestly, lads, this will just be a very gruesome 0-0 draw. Saints will have all of the ball but no cutting edge, and newbie Cameron Archer is going to miss a sitter. Just you watch. Tottenham 4, Everton 1. This is shaping up to be a very ugly season for Everton, and this will be the match where Postecoglou ball comes alive this season. They'll convert their chances this time around. I mean, Solanke won't, but Richarlison will score 2, Son Heung-min will score 2, and Iliman Ndiaye will grab a late consolation. Aston Villa 0, Arsenal 1. This is surely the contest of the weekend, and lads, I'm gonna say this, but Mikel Arteta, as quality a coach he is, he must be sick to the teeth of everyone saying that after Guardiola, Unai Emery is the next best manager in the league. I mean, look at this clip.
Apart from Pep Guardiola, the next best manager is Unai Emery.
No, you're getting rubbish.
Rubbish. Why is it rubbish? What? Because Emery failed at the Emirates, whilst Arteta is succeeding, that makes him the better manager. Interesting. I mean, Hansi Flick won a Champions League with Bayern Munich. Pep Guardiola didn't. I wonder who Barcelona fans think is the better boss. But Emery is the man who spoiled Arsenal's title challenge last season by beating them twice, so Arteta really needs to get one back. He can't keep embarking on regular title challenges and yet still fail to beat the man whose job he took. It's a bad look. I think Arsenal will get their revenge. It'll be an incredibly close, tense match with Martin Odegaard popping up with the only goal of the game. A huge, important win for the Gunners. Just you watch Villa are losing. Bournemouth 0, Newcastle 2. Yeah, we have Eddie Howe once again returning to Bournemouth. It was a pretty miserable return last season, where a completely injury-ravaged Magpies team boasting a 17-year-old Lewis Miley in midfield. Oh, they came completely unstuck, losing 2-0 to the Cherries in November. But this will be the reverse, because Newcastle have a far healthier squad than they did last winter, and I would expect a back four of Livramento, Byrne, Kelly, and Hall. That is definitely enough to cope with Ivan Nielsen, the new £40 million hotshot Brazilian bought from FC Porto. Honestly, lads, he's going to be stuffed in Kelly's fat pocket all match long. If he actually does manage to score in his debut, I will do an entire video with a plate of burnt lasagna on my face. This will be a comfortable 2-0 Newcastle win. Goals from Joelinton and Alexander Isak. The Magpies will absolutely be in cruise control. Wolves 1, Chelsea 1. Lads, I do think that Chelsea are going to have a completely rotten season, but it'll be the one where it gradually gets worse the longer it goes on. So Chelsea will absolutely collapse soon. But here, I'll go for a very uninspiring 1-1 draw. Wolves will take the lead through Craig Dawson from a set piece, before Christopher Nkunku sneaks a late equalizer. Pedro Neto will then absolutely spoon a sitter over the bar against his old club. And yeah, ultimately, it'll just be a managerial battle between two wormy blokes who used to make the tea at Liverpool and Man City. It'll just be a very ugly 1 point apiece. Liverpool 5, Brentford 0. Oh, poor old Fabio Carvalho. He's gonna absolutely hate this return. The Bees have essentially become Liverpool's dumping ground this summer. That club are their very own private bin. The opposite of what Southampton used to be for them, because they just given Liverpool nearly 50 million quid for both Fabio Carvalho and Sepp van den Berg. That is actually crazy. I mean, 27.5 million pounds is a huge chunk of change for Carvalho, but he is a talent who was at least playing Champions League football last season. But van den Berg, this Dutch defender, has been at Anfield for 5 years and was never given his Premier League debut, not even during their centre-back injury crisis shortage in 2020, when they had to sign Ben Davies and Ozan Kabak. In fact, while signing the insignificant Rice Krispie bun that was Davies, they actually gave Van den Berg to Preston on loan in a swap. What could he have possibly shown Brentford be worth £20 million? I don't think he'll play in this Anfield trip, no, but I reckon Carvalho will be given his first start, and it'll be miserable. He won't touch the ball. Slot ball is absolutely going to catch fire. And the Reds will bang in an easy 5. 2 goals from Diogo Jota, 2 goals from Mo Salah, and a late strike from Curtis Jones. Honestly, Thomas Frank, this is going to be an ugly afternoon. And if it isn't, if you somehow manage to take any sort of points away from Anfield, then I will dunk 10 buckets of KSI's prime drink all over my face while standing in a crowded car park. Anyway, that's it. What do you think? Let me know what you think. Let me know what are your predictions. Let me know, and let me know in the comments what YouTuber you want me to challenge next. Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, share, as always. I'll talk to you in a while.